Joy! Nathaniel's voice rings out through the hallway, practically making the spray of freckles across my nose go pink from embarrassment. Good morning! Luca and Valentina smirk at me before stepping aside. My friends like to joke that Nathaniel and I are secretly in love, and that our competition for valedictorian is what's fueling the passion. They couldn't be more incorrect, but I humor them anyway. It's easier if I just play along so that it's over faster and we can all get to class. Morning, Nathaniel, I reply as good-naturedly as I could muster. Nathaniel strides over to me with long legs. Gorgeous enough to be a model, he has sky blue eyes, a head of gold curls, and a jawline that could cut glass. He could also have anyone else he wants, an overly enthusiastic cheerleader, or the captain of the football team, perhaps, but he's never actually dated anyone that I know of. Are you ready for our final meeting before break? He asks loftily. Mr. Bowman wants us to lead a discussion on cells, remember? Of course I do. I looked at my gray pleated skirt, plum-colored blazer, white dress shirt, and the tie Mama fixes for me every morning. I'm the one who suggested the topic. Nathaniel's grin falters the slightest bit. Only because you got a better grade than me on that paper about cellular structure. He's well over 6 feet tall, so as he bounces on the balls of his feet, his body tilts, shadowing my decidedly shorter frame. You wanted to rub it in. It's okay, I mutter, my lips twitching. You can admit that you were jealous of how I got a better grade than you. Joy, Nathaniel slowly stops moving his feet, placing his hand over his tie. Are you suggesting that it's my fault that autosave malfunctioned and deleted my notes on cellular structure in the first place? No. My left hand twists into a knot, and I raise it up near my chest. What I am suggesting, however, is that my understanding of cellular structure far surpasses yours, and you just won't admit it. Nathaniel's mouth drops open, and he staggers backward. I didn't come here to be insulted, he mutters. No, just to insult me because you can't stomach the thought that I'm better at something than you are. I retort. I only came here to tell you that I'm going to be late to club today. Nathaniel continues as if I hadn't said anything, but only by a few minutes. I have a meeting with Miss Gupta to go over my academic progress. He raises one eyebrow. Are you meeting with your guidance counselor too? I'm meeting with Mr. Moses the first week back. Each vertebra of my spine clicks into place as I straighten my back, but my academic progress is excellent. Mine too, Nathaniel replies smoothly. I'm only meeting with her too. What difference does now versus January make? Valentina asks, eager to have something Professor loves her to grasp onto. It's the last day before break. Come on, be realistic. Nathaniel and I gasp, placing our hands over our hearts. Every day of school matters, we say in unison as the bell rings. Come on, I mumble, my cheeks warm. Let's get to class. When the four of us head upstairs to the science wing, Luca and Valentina look at me, their eyes gleaming in anticipation. Anticipation of what, though? It's not like I'm going to run past Nathaniel and confess my feelings for him on the step above him, like some rude academic homage to the balcony scene in Romeo and Juliet. Last year, Nathaniel and I had been chosen to read that scene in AP English and ended up arguing about line interpretation instead. I mean, what does a pompous flirt genuinely know about romance anyway? And that's it.
I love it. Oh my God. I'm so excited to read this whole thing when it comes out. All right. So then we can move into our first writing prompt. Melissa, do you want to talk a bit about this prompt?
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, there is, valedictorian versus valedictorian hopeful in Love Letters for Joy. So I want y'all to write about two characters who hate each other and have a lot of fun. Just have as much fun as you want. I know, I won't be long. What's Nathaniel doing here? Last minute shopping? Typical of someone so self-centered. I'm rooted to the carpet because of a muscle spasm that has chosen this exact moment to snake down my left side, but also because I have no idea what I'll say to Nathaniel if he sees me. I'm aware that it's the holiday season. I will be sure to pick out just the right thing, Nathaniel continues. I'll be back soon. I know he's about to run it. I know he's about to turn and see me, but I still can't bring myself to move a muscle. Joy! Nathaniel yelps my name when he rounds the shelves and our eyes meet. Hi, Nathaniel. I grab the first volume of The Poison King just so I have something to do with my hands. His eyes flick down to the cover, then back up to me, his pupils widening for a second. I doubt he's ever seen me with a book other than a textbook or a signed reading from English. It's Christmas Eve. What are you doing here? I could ask you the same question. Nathaniel's shoulders are stiff beneath his khaki pea coat, pushing out the simple brown scarf tied around his throat. He fixes his smirk back. He fixes his smirk back in place. What are you doing here? I step forward, the volume of manga bending against my chest. I asked you first. That's true, Nathaniel says thoughtfully. The tip of his tongue pokes out from the side of his mouth, sweeping across his bottom lip. Well, I'm here to buy a present. He holds out an enormous black leather-bound book with gilded silver edges. Gray's Anatomy is printed across the front with a silver stamp of lungs just below it. For myself, he adds. A text on human anatomy from the 19th century. I trace the design of the lungs with my eyes, then look up at him. I have the same book in my bedroom, which throws me. Well, it's our senior year, he says. I'm looking into all my options. I can do anything, go anywhere. Dr. Wright. Doesn't that have a nice ring? Nathaniel's confidence pricks up my skin. He isn't afraid of following any dream, even if that takes him away from the friends he knows. Nathaniel blinks at me, completely silent, so that I could experience my existential crisis in peace. Or maybe just so that I could explain what I'm doing in the bookstore on Christmas Eve. That's really nice. My tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth with each word. Do you, know what specialty you might want to go into? Not yet. Nathaniel's eyes drift down toward to his shiny brown loafers. But I have 4 years to pre my biology before I need to decide. He glances up at me, a flicker of light in his gaze. Do you know what you're going to study after we graduate? Oh, I nod, my left hand curling in on itself. Yes, I'm going into nursing, to be a NICU nurse, like my mom. Nathaniel goes quiet, too quiet. He's probably taking his time to silently judge me. I bet he's thinking, a nurse, not a doctor. Well, he says finally, I think that's perfect. I stare at him. What makes you say that? Because, Joy, Nathaniel smiles, just a glimpse of white teeth through pink lips. Then even after graduation, we'll be on similar paths, which means our competition can continue. You can't throw me off, I tell him. That valedictorian spot is mine. We'll see about that, Nathaniel says, extending his hand to me. I hope you're practicing your lines for when you lose. I take his hand in mine, marveling for the briefest moment at how warm it is despite the freezing temperature outside. I didn't even bother committing them to memory. We shake once and drop our hands. Anyway, Nathaniel clears his throat. Are you buying a present for yourself as well? No. I hold out the volume of The Poison King, watching as his eyes rove over the cover, taking in every detail of the gorgeous artwork the same way I took in the lunks on the cover of Grey's Anatomy. It's for Luca. Nathaniel's eyes snap to mine. Luca? He repeats the name as if it's a person he doesn't know. Yeah. I tuck the book against my chest. My ace pride scarf itches my neck, and I tug at it with my left hand. Our families celebrate together, and we exchange gifts. Oh. When I look up at him, his eyes aren't on mine. They're studying my spastic left fingers tangled in the yarn of my scarf, as though he doesn't see me spasm every day. Well, that's nice. Nathaniel says, glancing down at his phone, which has just started to vibrate. I need to get going. I might throw this thing into the Hudson if I get one more text. He chuckles. Hang on. Hey, you should give me your number so I can text you my address for tomorrow. You, I say before I can stop myself. You want my phone number? Come on, Joy. Our friends are dating now. We're going to be seeing more of each other. Besides, I want to get something for Valentina, and I could use your approval. Before yesterday, I would have thought having his number in my phone would be the definition of absurd. But now I try to tell myself that punching in Nathaniel's name and number is logical and not ridiculous. We slip our phones into our coat pockets and stand awkwardly for a moment. I'm not sure how to end this interaction. Nathaniel steps forward. Just as I think he's about to walk past me, he leans down and kisses my cheek. Merry Christmas. And that's it.
Oh my goodness, I'm blushing. Very excited.
Ah! Perfect. That means I did my job. Yay.
So that takes us into our next writing prompt. If you'd like to talk about this one.
Yeah, sure. So with the same characters from prompt 1, write about a moment of romantic vulnerability between them. Because as someone who loves writing moments of banter and following it with moments of romantic vulnerability, that is just such an incredible payoff. So have fun with that.
Fabulous. We will turn on the music for another 5 minutes, and then I'm excited to hear about your moments of romantic vulnerability when we come back. It is just at Melissa C. Instagram is at Melissa C. Writes. Please do follow along with everything they are doing. And with all of that said, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for writing your incredible book and for sharing your insights and your ideas with us tonight. It was wonderful to see all of the writing that you all created and all of the things that you shared. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you for being here. Have a fantastic Friday night. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for coming.